Hello everybody, this is Kaya Sequillian, here to teach you how to use a video camera. So please sit back and enjoy. This is my tutorial on how to use a video camera. As you can see, it's just a normal, regular old Sony video camera. I'd be lying if I said I knew much about the make, but it's very simple to use. So enjoy. First, let's put the battery in the camera. Line up the battery and the battery hole, and then press down this little black button here, and then just click it in, and it should stay tight. Sorry for my hands going off the screen a little bit. Now just open it up, and it should be on. Next, I'm going to show you how to take off the little screen shutter thing. Just press the little button at the side, and it'll go up or down. In order to turn the camera on, you just need to open it. Next, I'm going to show you how to use the strap, which is the best way to keep the camera on. First, make sure to adjust it to your hand size. You can do this by opening up the Velcro. It's a little tight, so it'll take me a couple seconds. Then there'll be a second little Velcro inside, and you can just adjust that to your hand size. Next, I'm going to show you the record button. And so you just press to record, press to stop recording, and there's another record button over here. Press to record, press to stop recording. Very simple. And lastly, we have the zoom button, which is right there. Zoom right to zoom in and left to zoom out. This is my tutorial on how to use a tripod. A tripod is an indispensable part of using a video camera, so it's very important that you learn how to use one. This is the bar. This is what allows you to control the tripod once the camera is on it. You can tilt it up and down, or you can move it left to right. Next, we're going to take the attachment off by pushing the lever back and having it slip right out. And we can use that attachment and attach it to our video camera. There'll be a little hole right there, and you just take the attachment and twist it in. Yep, just make sure it's nice and tight. There, perfect. Then we go to putting it actually on the tripod. Now it'll just fit into a little hexagonal shaped hole thing, and then once it's on, just put the lever back where it was. Now you can use the bar to control the camera. Unfortunately, when you first put it on, it'll probably be a little bit tilted, so you're going to have to turn it sideways to make sure it's straight. Now that you've learned how to use an actual camera itself, as well as a tripod, now I can get to teaching you some techniques of the trade. This here is the arc shot. This is basically a shot of us following our subject, mainly my friend Philip, as he walks around or does whatever he's doing as the subject. And the close brother of the arc shot, the crab shot, is very similar, except that I am on the side. I'm walking, like a crab. Source of the name. And another follow the subject type of shot is the dolly shot, which is where I'm on a track or dolly. And then, as soon as I reach the end of the track, instead of arcing more, I would pivot. And that would be because I'm at the end of the track. And lastly, the tracking shot. And the thing with the tracking shot is I've seen arc shots called tracking shots and tracking shots called arc shots. They are basically the same thing. I made this one a little bit different from my last one in that I'm falling from the front, however. Here we've got the pan shot, which is very simple, left to right or right to left, over the subject. Doesn't get much simpler than this. Then there's the tilt shot, which is just like the last one, except that we are now going up or down, down or up. And the pedestal shot, which is very similar to the tilt shot, except this time I'm going to be following the subject's feet. So that as Philip walks away, I'm following. And then there's zooming, which is very simple. Zoom in, zoom out. And then there's a special type of zoom, the dolly zoom, which is where we walk forward and zoom out at the same time, or the other way around, so that the foreground stays the same while the background changes. There is a rule called the rule of thirds. It is a rule used in both photography and in filming, where the subject would stay at the crosshairs of a 3x3 think tic-tac-toe board square grid. When compared with the shot in the middle, you'll see that the rule of thirds makes a shot more dynamic. This shot is boring and uninteresting. It looks like a bad interview shot. The establishing shot is for establishing a setting in a film or story. We get a wide shot of the entire setting so we know where the story takes place. And an extreme wide shot is similar, except that instead there is now a subject and it is not used for establishing setting. Here are some body shots. First up, we have the wide shot, which is the entire body, typically. And the mid shot, which is Philip's half body, half of Philip's body. And then we've got some closer shots, such as the typical close-up, which is the shoulders and the head. Sometimes just the head, but usually the shoulders and the head. Or the mid close-up, which is the shoulders and the head along with the chest. And then we have the very creepy extreme close-up, which is the eyes and the nose. Next is the noddy shot, a technique used for interviews. Take two cuts and then edit them together and you can have a conversation. We'll be here and then I'll nod and then Philip will continue talking. Next is the cutaway, which is we have a human subject and then we change the focus to something else in the shot. I'm making it a bit more obvious than it would be in a real movie so that I can show you the technique, but basically we're changing the subject from Philip to the piece of paper. Cut-ins are similar to cutaways, except instead of changing our focus from Philip to something else, now we're changing the focus from Philip to the hand. Over-the-shoulder shots are this. You've seen it in every single movie ever. It's basically a shot of two people talking, one can be seen on their shoulder. This is the two shot, which is another type of shot for two people. And the point of view shot, which is when the camera person is a character of sorts in the movie and they are, walking around doing stuff. Common in home videos. You can see them nodding, looking around, stuff like that. There's this confusing thing that happens when we do this. We walk and we walk and we walk, and then boom, we change to the other side with them walking. That's confusing, but if you do this instead, have the camera walk around the subject, then we can actually see what's happening, and it makes it less confusing. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you learned something valuable from it.